Hello and welcome to this wonderful Tuesday morning. Isn't it fantastic? It should be yes, it's the 29th of September. So yeah, it's 29th of September. The year's gone really, really quickly. I don't like it. Especially now that the leaves are falling on the ground. For more reasons than none, it's the worst time of year for me for that. For me personally at work. But anyway. Yeah, so it's autumn. And yeah, we're getting to winter, so it's getting really quickly. So there we go. But consolation prizes, that means my birthday's coming up quicker, so there we go. Anyway, more to the point, the title of this video is my book. So basically, I want to talk a little bit about my book. It was meant to be, it still is, it's meant to be a sci-fi book based about 100 years from now. But it's fastly becoming a romantic novel, and I never thought I'd be writing a romantic novel, and that's because I've invested a lot of my time into two characters. There were supposed to be like 4 characters in the whole entire book, main characters, and it's ending up that the 4 characters are actually ending up just being 2 main characters and then 2 secondary main characters that were originally going to be as prominent. So it's really weird. So my actual it's really weird because my sci-fi sort of genre of the book has taken a back step, but the love story is at the forefront. So it's really weird. But what I thought I'd do, and bear with me because I've got my little laptop and I've got part of the book that I've wrote up here, and I'm gonna give you a little excerpt. And if you feel like you want to, just give me a little bit of input into what you think, because it would be nice. So here we go, let's have a little read. Bern awoke to the sound of rain on his bedroom window, stirring gradually into consciousness. Slowly he opened his eyes after realising he was not dreaming anymore and was awake. He sat up in his bed and noticed the cold sensation on his body. He realised then that he had left the window to his bedroom open the night before, needing some fresh air. Pulling the sheets off of him, he swung out of his bed and moved to the window and closed it, before he thought he would catch pneumonia from the stormy wind and rain pounding against the glass. He grabbed his bathrobe that was draped over the wooden chest at the foot of his bed and put the garment on, wrapping it around himself, and crossed his arms, keeping the wool garment down to his cold skin, shivering ever so slightly. He made his way to the seat in the corner of the room and sat down as he activated the heating system and took in the heat from the radiator next to his seat. Warming his hands, he thought to himself that it was ironic that after a great day yesterday and the big game, that it was raining now. What time is it, he thought. He looked at the computer on his bedroom wall and saw that the time was just coming up to 6 o'clock in the morning. He was up a little too early for his liking, but he knew what that was. He still had Ebony on his mind from yesterday. He couldn't understand why he was so afraid of asking her out to dinner. He stayed there, motionless, taking in the heat from the radiator. By the side of his chair was his beloved Lorenzo acoustic guitar, sitting in the stand. It was pale and was a classic antique. He loved the sound of it in his hands when he played to himself. He remembered walking around an antique shop, not really knowing why or what he wanted, and came across his guitar sitting in the corner gathering dust. He picked it up and liked the feel of it, so on a whim he took it home. His cousin Nico, who himself was a musician, helped with the restoration and bringing it back to life again. Bern reached over to his pride and joy and picked it up and placed it on his lap. He began to play a little bit, quietly strumming the strings, his hands gently making the sound of a song called Tarantella. He thought as he played that it was a long time since he had played in the public, so began to think of organising an open mic acoustic evening. They were always a great hit with the locals, and so he thought to himself that he would start to plan an event when he got to work later. While playing on his guitar, Vern was lost in thought. He found the images of Ebony popping in his head more and more as he played on. He knew that he would ask her today somehow. He still couldn't understand why he chickened out the night before, how he couldn't get the words that he wanted out of his mouth. So that's a little bit of my book. Sorry about my reading. It's very difficult for me to read. Anyway, so basically, yeah, I hope you could understand that. So from that, I mean, that's, you know, a little excerpt from 28,000 odd words. So, you know, it's a lot of writing that I've done. Sorry, I'm just getting to where I should be on the book. So yeah, my book is coming on really well. I'm quite happy with it. It's weird because I struggle to get in the mood to write it. But 2 days ago, on the last day of my holiday, I wasn't in the mood whatsoever. I mean, I was quite down. It was the last day of my holiday. But I wrote 1,000 words and I wasn't even in the mood, so I was quite impressed with that. But I did say in the back of my head I wanted to write 1,000 in the day, and I did. So I kind of gave myself a goal. So yeah, that pretty much is it about the book. So if you can give me some feedback on what you think. I mean, I know you don't know the story, but, you know, I mean, just give me an insert into what you think about that little insert I did. And let me know what you think. So hopefully I'm not boring you to death on this channel. I don't know, but it's my channel and, you know, it's my diary really, so there we go. Anyway, I shall see you next time. Bye.